Hello, folks out there. This episode of the podcast is partnered by Audible. Greg, you know what I love about Audible?
What do you love about Audible,
I
John?
don't have to pick up a book anymore and carry it around with me. In fact, I carry it around in my phone, which is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. They literally keep thousands of titles right on your phone, accessible at any time when you're driving, when you're cooking, when you're mowing the lawn, changing a diaper, doesn't matter. It's all right there at your fingertips, John. They've got podcasts, they've got lectures, they've got some like health and wellness and like fitness series on there that if you just are looking for something to fill that gap, like you're not getting into a book right now, it's all there for you, man.
If you're a member, Greg, what's cool about it is you get 3 titles per month. The first one, you can pick whatever you want. Like I've said, I'll probably start hitting up some of those health and wellness books. And then what's awesome is they have 2 Audible exclusives. Exclusives, folks. You can't get it anywhere else.
It's true. That is very true. So if you guys want to get on the Audible train, you can go to audibletrial.com/JATG. That stands for Johnny and the Greg. Hook yourself up with a 30-day free trial. No promises, no nothing. If you don't like it, which I can't imagine you're not going to like it, you can cancel at any time. But the great thing about that is the books you get during your free trial, or if at any time, those books are yours. Like you get to keep them. You can listen to them nonstop, anytime, all the time.
Sounds like a deal to me, man. So if you guys are smart, like I know you guys are, because you already listen to this podcast, sign yourself up, guys. What do you got to lose? It's 30-day free trial, and it's books, it's knowledge. Gotta drink it up.
It is. It is. So one more time, it is audibletrial.com/JATG.
And we are on, Greg, and it's just us.
It's just us.
It's just us.
the two of us.
Kind of feels weird. We haven't done this in a while.
Make it if we try. Just the two of us. Yeah, I'm not singing anymore. That sounded terrible. So,
Aren't
what's
you
up?
You're a karaoke guy, aren't you?
Not really. Not really. I
Oh,
mean,
thought you
it's.
were.
I mean, if you put enough liquor in me, I become a karaoke guy. But
I don't think.
I mean,
put
I've-
enough liquor in me for me to sing.
I've done it. The last time I officially did it,
Yeah.
I was pretty good and liquored up, and there was a friend of mine who was like, "What's your song?" And I'm like, I mean, they hand you that giant book of songs, and you're flipping
What's your
through, and
song?
I'm like, "Yeah," I'm like, I don't know, you got 50,000 songs here. What do I pick? They're like, pick one you know the words to. I'm like, well, I know the words to a lot, but I don't know. It's one of those,
Yeah.
you know.
So what'd you pick? What was it?
Oh, I didn't pick it. She's like, okay, I got one, and drug me up there, and it was I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. And
Oh,
I-
talk
I
about
went-
like aiming for the fences there.
oh yeah, and I did it, but I was good and liquored up.
At least
By
it
the
wasn't the
time I got there.
bodyguard.
No, I would have.
You know.
I don't think I would have did that one. But I was surprised I actually knew the words. Like once I kind of got going on it, I was like, oh, yeah, I guess mom listened to this enough in the car that the words stuck, and it's not a real complicated.
That's a good
song.
cover. Yeah. Because you didn't sit there and listen to it in your house.
No.
You didn't put that in your boom box. Did you have a boom box?
No.
No.
We had, I mean, my brother had the double tape deck kind of. I mean, it wasn't huge. It wasn't like, put it up on your shoulder and carry it around. It was.
You know, I remember doing as a kid, actually listening to the radio station, like the top 40, I think it was B96, and recording songs
Oh, yeah.
when they came on.
Yep. We did that. Z104 out of Madison. And then if the DJ was talking over the intro, you're like, shut the fuck up,
I know
man.
you got really pissed.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Or cut it off earlier. Every once in a while, there'd be a DJ who would like cut in the middle
Yeah.
and like
Sing
do
a song. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a guy that was trying to make himself at that time. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just get pissed at those people.
do it. I mean, I did like mix CDs for people myself, and then I made a couple for women that
course.
I like. But I don't know if I ever did like a mixtape where I actually like,
Did you have Boys the Men? I'll make love to you. That one? When you didn't even know how to make love at that point?
probably. I just went through. I was adding songs to my Spotify list. What I call Greg's current ear candy, and it was just the songs that I'm into listening at the time. I went through the entire Billboard Top 100 for the entire 90s and just picked out songs that I liked. So
90s.
from 90 to 99.
So that's a lot of Pearl Jam. That's a lot of
later on, yeah, like from mid 90s on, there's a lot of grunge, Seattle kind of stuff.
Which ones you like more? With what was the one? Damn it, I just had it in me. Pearl Jam, right?
Yeah, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden.
Soundgarden. Outshine.
Oh yeah. I liked a lot of Foo Fighters were big, like
Foo Fighters.
Early
Foo Fighters. I still love Foo Fighters.
Well, and
have they come out with anything new?
Oh yeah, they're constantly coming out with stuff.
Are they?
Yeah, you need to get on your whatever you.
Football season's clearing up, so I won't be listening to sports radio talk anymore. So I'll probably start listening to other. Who do you got? Who you got in the Super Bowl? Who do you think?
Oh, the Super Bowl. Yeah, that's a thing.
Who's gonna win that?
God, I don't know. I'm still a little soured from last weekend, but I'm gonna be rooting for the Chiefs, but I don't know. I think both sides have a really good shot at taking it. It just depends on who wants to show up.
I think the Chiefs have a legit shot at blowing them just out of the building.
I would be happy with a blowout. I think that would be.
Well, first, fuck you, Greg. That's not nice. That's not nice. You know who I'm going for. That's not nice.
Are you?
No, I don't
root for.
Of course, yeah, of course. You gotta root for Tom. Oh, I'm rooting for Tom. I'm not rooting for Tampa Bay. I'm rooting for Tom. Because I think this is his last go around. And
you don't think he'll? Well, he's coming back. He's contracted through.
He's coming back. I don't think he'll carry this magic into next season, and maybe he will. I don't know. I know there's this big Super Bowl hangover thing that happens. So if you lose, most likely you're not coming back the next year. I don't know why that is, but seems to be the theme. So
did you see Aaron Rodgers what he did this week?
Yeah, was he on the back of a pickup truck?
Yeah, he's riding in the back of a pickup truck, hoisting a case of Miller Lite.
Yeah,
like going through the streets of Green Bay, which really in the streets of Green Bay, that's not an unusual sight to see someone in the back of a pickup truck with a case of beer. It's totally not unusual. I think it's unusual to see Aaron.
I don't think it would be.
I don't know. The fact that it's Aaron Rodgers, I go, ooh. I mean, just a little bit because like his agent, his coach are like, we all know it's unsafe to ride in the back of a pickup with no at all. So I wonder if like the team's insurance guys are like, what the fuck are you doing?
Are you sure it's Aaron?
Sure? I have watched that little clip over and over and over again, and I saw somebody who still shotted it, but even with the still shot, it could be some Photoshop going on. I think it's Aaron. I think it looks a lot like Aaron.
I don't know why there's this big buzz that he's gonna leave and he's pissed off. Well, first off,
of course he's pissed off. Yeah,
of course he's pissed off. 15 minutes after you lose a heart-crushing, heart-crushing loss, soul-crushing loss. I mean, it was all lined up. It's what he's always talked about, that if we just had it here in Lambeau, and it just didn't work out. Look, it didn't work out. It's not that he played shitty. If you want to nitpick at he should have ran for it or they should have gone for fourth down or whatever. Look, the thing happened the way it is, and Aaron's not going to pass up. He's not going to, I think as he's calming down, calming down, he's not leaving Green Bay. Maybe he's doing all this shit for some sort of an extra, like an extension to say, hey, I want you guys to commit to me, not to this Jordan Love guy. Okay, that's fine. That's your prerogative. You've certainly earned it, you know. But a couple of things. The first being, Aaron, you were Jordan Love 16 years ago.
Sure. Yeah.
That was you kicking Brett Favre out of the stadium. Like it's gonna happen to you whether you extend it to 6 years or you extend it to 3 years. It's gonna happen. They're going to get your replacement. In fact, if you guys are Packer fans, you want them, I would say, every 3 years to get a quarterback.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't want to end up
Yeah.
like what's probably going to happen in New Orleans. You don't
Mhm.
want a guy like, okay, we don't have Drew Brees anymore. What do we do?
What do we do now?
Yeah, exactly. Indianapolis lucked into it. Denver has been searching for someone since Peyton Manning left.
Mhm.
Indianapolis has been searching since Andrew Luck left. I mean, and now it's going to be the Patriots looking for somebody other than Tom Brady. So you want this to happen, Green Bay Packer fans. Quit being prisoners of the moment.
Well, and that's when we need to start looking forward always. I mean, and they should start doing that from the time was it last season or 2 seasons ago when Aaron got hurt and he was out for a large part of the season. I mean, that right there should be a wake up call to the front office to be like, okay, we need to develop. And I think that's why they did get Jordan Love. They're going to develop him the right way so that when Aaron inevitably exits, whether what season it is, I don't know, but when because no one can play forever.
No, unless you're Tom Brady.
He's going to exit. But even still, we're talking about Tom Brady. I mean, he doesn't have 5 more years in him.
God, I would think he doesn't.
47? No, there's no way.
Hey, look, man. People told everybody I heard say 43. He's not playing the 43. He's playing the 43. He's going to be there till 44. His goal has always been 45, and he said that goal back in like when he was like 35. And I thought, you're going to play another 10 years? No, you're not.
Well, if he does.
You know what though? I get it. Look, I understand there's a lot of people that hate Tom Brady. I understand this. I really do. I think I told you last week I was a little sick of him being in the Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the one thing that everybody, you got to give this guy incredible respect for what he's done, just simply off the fact that you can't find anybody that is more dedicated to playing than this guy is in terms of nutrition, in terms of his his recovery, exercise, all this. He's built a company around it. So he's the living, walking billboard for his company. I think that's why he's going to try and play till 45 personally. But no, I hear you. You're right, Greg. Nobody plays forever.
Right. And I mean, and what I don't want to see and I honestly wouldn't want to see this for Tom or Aaron would be the where they just become somebody's backup. Yeah. Well, and the name is totally blanking on me right now, but the 85 Bears quarterback.
McMahon?
Yeah. McMahon, who kind of, he didn't really retire. He just kind of, I mean, he did retire, but he like faded away. I mean, he eventually was a backup in Green Bay.
Yeah.
And you're like, and when you heard that, you're like, what's he doing? He's a backup in Green Bay. Why is he a backup? I mean, and I think hopefully they've got.
Or to be honest, look, I've said this a couple of times. Drew Brees is my favorite NFL player ever. Like he's my guy. It was painful to watch that playoff game, and you saw it throughout the week. You saw it you saw it throughout the playoffs, and even at the end of the season, you saw that he couldn't throw the ball farther than 20 yards. He couldn't do it, and that's literally being dragged out on your shield. Like he went out on his shield. He went out a football equivalent to Valhalla. Like he died in battle. Like
I do kind of wonder what's he gonna do. Like
he better retire. Like
well, yeah, he should. But I mean, like
Oh, he's already got something lined up for NBC.
That's what I mean. Like after, like when he retires, which I really believe he will. What is their career? I mean, when you've made enough money that you could not work again, and live a pretty good lifestyle. What do you do next? I mean,
well, I know he owns like over a dozen Dunkin' Donuts and over a dozen Jimmy John's in the New Orleans area. So
New Orleans loves that guy. Like he is a major player down in.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, is he going to run for office in New Orleans? Because they'd elect him.
He could. Yeah, he probably could. Yeah, for sure. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging in. I'm sure you guys didn't want to hear all this football talk, but I'm going for the Bucks just because of Tom Brady. But I think the Chiefs are going to blow them out, and I think the Chiefs are going to be back to back. And all we're going to hear about for the next 10 years is Patrick Mahomes the GOAT over Tom Brady. Moving on, Greg bought a game.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to play the game a little bit because I think it's kind of Greg, let us know what this game is.
It is a game. I found it online when I was searching like podcast stuff. It's called The Shame of Life. I believe it's out of the UK.
Cool.
But found it. It's just one of those discussion creation games.
Cool.
So
let's get going.
I looked at it. We've been doing the gauntlet. So this is more or less
I guess this is Johnny and the Greg versus the gauntlet.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and it's like I said, it's discussion. I mean, there's no right answer here. I mean, the way you play the game is a little bit like Cards Against Humanity or Apples to Apples. You pull the card, you read the question, we all have an answer. But since it's just two of us,
those of you that are listening, you can play along. Here we go.
Sure. So the first one is describe. Okay, which animals would you like to mix together to make the next great species to take the world by storm? So
you know what I've been seeing a lot on Instagram?
Don't say liger.
No. You know what I've been seeing a lot on Instagram? That weird freaking. It looks like a Sphinx cat, but it looks huge. They look like they're like.
Maine Coon.
Is that what it is? A Maine Coon?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're giant.
We want something to take the world by storm, and I just got done watching The Boss Baby and the Forever Puppy.
Okay.
So we need something like a panda bear with the heart of like or as docile as like a Labrador.
Oh, so like a domesticated panda.
But it can't get too big, right? You can't have that thing destroy your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Pandas are interesting as far as bears go because they're like, it's a bear. Like, let's be honest, it's a bear. But
are they vicious?
That's just it. You see like these trainers, or not even trainers, but like zookeepers.
Yeah.
And the pandas are like rolling around and just doing a little bit of chaos. I mean, it's not like a grizzly where they're
almost like,
okay, stay there, I'll stay here. Let's not.
Yeah, like 8-year-old boys.
Yeah. Like a big furry penguin with teeth. I mean, that's kind of what.
That's exactly what they kind of are. You're right. You almost look at those and you're like, if I was, I don't know, like Nick Cornett walking along in the forest one day and a panda came by, I'd be like, oh, it's a panda. I wouldn't be like scared about it.
It is literally, I mean, the most.
Are pandas vicious?
Bear. Yeah, look that up. I don't have another.
I gotta look that up. Are pandas vicious animals or not?
It goes into because you had texted me this week. And we had a short conversation about Kung Fu Panda, which I believe is one of the best martial arts films in the past 20 years. It's you're a panda. He's a panda. What are you gonna do, big guy? Sit on me? I mean, they're just like not vicious.
Who's the voice of that?
Ian McShane, the great actor Ian McShane.
That's right.
Deadwood and he's done a bunch of stuff.
Poe is his name.
Yeah.
Even in captivity, where pandas are used to being cooed over by humans, they can be dangerous. In 2006, a drunken 28-year-old man by the name of Zhang clambered into the panda enclosure at the Beijing Zoo and tried to pet the panda. It ended up taking off his hand.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know.
No matter how adorable videos you've seen of pandas, don't approach a giant panda in the wild. They have strong grips and can deliver powerful bites that are strong enough to harm a human. to harm a human leg. Well, okay, that makes sense.
It's
Like,
still a fucking bear.
yeah, yeah. I guess I'm wrong. So if you see a panda, the uncuddly truth about pandas, there's a whole bunch of this shit. I'm sure somebody was listening to us and going, guys, it's a bear. It's a bear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Still
Okay.
there. So
All
your
right.
combo is
A non-dangerous Labradoodle panda
lab
bear.
and a panda. Okay. Well, that just makes me. There is a breed of dog out there that I've often thought about getting, but we don't because they're massive. But
Bernie.
Newfoundlands.
Oh,
No,
Newfoundland.
not a Bernie. No, Newfoundland.
No, I'm getting
Newfoundlands
Bernie.
are giant. See, I like the idea of a Bernie Doodle if it's got more Bernie and not so much the Doodle. Because
You want the doodle.
no, I want the Doodle so that it's hypoallergenic and doesn't shed, but I want the look of a
Exactly.
Bernie.
Exactly.
I don't want to curl.
Look at the puppy.
But you don't know what it's going to be looking like in adulthood.
Yeah, you can. There's ways. I mean, I'm not going to get.
I don't know.
I do.
You get one, and then we'll see.
Cool. Deal.
For me, I don't know. I don't know what animals I would mix together to take the world by storm.
A Venus flytrap.
That's not an animal.
No, it's not.
That's a plant. I'm gonna go for like an octopus and a
Okay.
giraffe.
And a giraffe?
And a giraffe. I think.
So you'd have like a Cthulhu thing walking around?
Yeah, like a land-based, but with tentacles. So
that wouldn't take the world by the way I was looking at the way I was interpreting take the world by storm. It seems like I was going for like the marketable thing that everybody could buy.
Yeah. You don't want to own it,
like,
but you want to
yeah.
see it though.
Seems like you're gearing towards an invasion.
Well, I'm going for it. You don't want to own it, but you want to see it.
Okay. All
You
right.
don't want to look at it. So any artist friends out there, if you can combine an octopus and a giraffe, that'd be hilarious.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Next one is a debate question. Who would be the most excruciating to watch in a rap battle? So two people in a rap battle, and it's just cringy as hell.
First thing that popped in my head was Joan Rivers.
Oh yeah, that'd be terrible. God rest her soul.
By the way, I think she could do way better than me in a rap battle for sure. I can't rap to save my life.
No, me neither.
I don't think I'm supposed to, Greg. I think that's just
I'm not
we're
made
Midwestern 40-year-old. Now I'm 45.
Yeah, now is not the time to take up the rap game. I don't.
No, not at all.
But who's Joan Rivers going against though?
Yeah, good. Well, I
cringe.
picked Joan Rivers. You go.
Oh no, I had other people in mind. I would think going for that annoying voice kind of thing, it'd be Joan Rivers and whoever played the nanny, whatever her name is.
Oh, Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher. Yeah. That would be a cringy.
Yeah,
Jewish
that would be really bad.
Because they would be flinging that at each other.
Yeah. Who did you have in mind?
I was thinking former Vice President Mike Pence.
Oh.
And what was the other one? My dog was going nuts at that one. Who the other? Yeah, I'd say Newt Gingrich. Two large white politicians, Republicans, trying to do a rap battle. That would just be like, oh my God, what are they doing? What are they doing?
Yeah.
So,
all right, here we'll do one of mine.
All right.
In the days after his assassination attempt, doctors tried to keep President James Garfield alive by force-feeding him beef, eggs, and whiskey through what? Oh, Jesus. Was it through his anus? Through the bullet wound in his throat? Through a feeding tube? Or through needles injected into his gut? Jesus. The fact that they did any of these.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's the anus. I think they were smart enough at that point to be like, yeah, we can't feed him that way.
Okay, if I wasn't looking at the answer here, I would actually say the bullet wound in his throat, but that's not what it is.
I'm going to say probably injecting it straight into his stomach.
Yeah. It was in his anus, man.
No.
Can you imagine that?
Doctors were smarter
Can you Google
than that.
what year was James Garfield? What year was that?
Well, I want to say.
Can you imagine that? For a week. So he's like, guys, stop, please. I just want to die now.
Yeah, the 20th U.S. president. He was born in 1831, assassinated in 1881. But still,
oh yeah.
I mean, 1881. I gotta
just figure out that germs were an actual thing.
Yeah, maybe I'm just thinking I'm giving people too much credit.
Maybe, yeah. Evidently we are. I mean,
10 years after that, they were building skyscrapers in Chicago. So I guess I thought maybe medical science was a little bit more advanced to be like, hey, let's just shove a bunch of food up his ass. That'll work, right?
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh,
God, he probably, he got shot in the throat. So he couldn't even communicate. Like, don't do this. Stop.
Yeah.
More whiskey, please.
Wow.
All right, go ahead.
All right, here's the dilemma for you. Life dilemma for you. Would you rather do dicks for hands or hands for dicks? So are your hands dicks or is your dick a hand?
Oh. Okay. All right, if we're going to dig into this, if we're going to get into this, folks, I'm going to actually. Okay, so don't have. Okay, so if I choose the option where my hand, I have a dick, like I have a hand down there, I don't have a dick.
I believe so.
Okay. So
but I'm going to assume it has the same. I think it's the functionality of a dick, I would say, but it's just a hand. But it's a hand.
Okay. Well, then this is pretty simple to me. You get a dick for a hand because you can cover that up. You could become some sort of a porn star with that.
Yeah, I would think if it's prehensile, like you get to control that. I would think some people would like that.
Right. Not only that, like there's a lot you can do with your hands down there.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think, honest to God, I think that would be an easy question to answer. You'd want that versus walking around with a bunch of dicks in your hands,
like Edward Penis hands. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Like your best bet then is to join some sort of a freak carnival show.
Well, you still have a career in porn. I mean, that's really
That's true. Yeah, but wait a minute, time out. Do they even have like those freak carnivals anymore like that? Do they even have sideshows like that?
Like freak shows?
Probably not, right?
I've never seen one. I would guess there's probably something somewhere.
We were going to go to an oddities thing in Chicago like 2 years ago. Is that where you'd find them? Or is that like hey, we had a picture of this guy and he had a bunch of dicks in his hand?
I think that show, being that it was in downtown, no, not downtown, it was at Rosemont, I think, but still a major Chicago area convention center. I don't think there would be actual people there. Like you're not going to have like the.
Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
like so there'd be pictures of
the world's tallest man, the world's smallest man. Yeah, okay.
Or even when they were, taking people with like medical afflictions and making a sideshow attraction out of them. That's terrible. But I wouldn't be surprised if they had like old posters and stuff like that there. So I'm still like, that show still intrigues me. Like I want to go check it out if they.
Of course, yeah. I think we should.
It was matched up with like some tattoo stuff. It was matched up with like weird taxidermy and like home decor that you could get. So I'd be into that.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
We're about a year into COVID now. I mean, it's coming right up around that time.
Oh yeah, totally is. In fact,
what would you do differently? If you could go back and say, okay, Greg, this thing's coming up. You don't realize, but you're gonna have all of this extra time on your hands.
Right.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna pick up a new skill? What are you gonna do?
I would probably, would I though? I don't know. One, I would set up my front office better.
Better.
Like I would redo
Everything.
and well, maybe not everything, but my setup would be different. Like I would get some better stuff from work. It'd be like, hey guys, I need another computer screen like ASAP. I mean, stuff like that just to make it more functional. I'd probably paint my room that I'm in right now and probably do something different, put up some shelves, try to make it.
So you would make your workspace a little bit more Gregish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If possible.
Okay.
And I think, I mean, my first thing that popped in my head was I'd probably set up my basement like as an actual workout place rather than just a place to throw shit.
That's where Ursula and I went to. We were like, well, we would just work out more. And I'm thinking to myself, that's kind of okay. But
yeah, but I honestly, I can say I would set it up, but would I set it up, or even if I did the setup, would I go downstairs and work out more? I don't know. I mean, I've already got a treadmill down there that I use. I mean, I use it multiple times a week, but it's not like I'm not putting 10 miles a day on that bad boy or anything.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I've definitely learned this month talking to all of our guests was that it's got to be in you. Like you got to be like you can't just, you got to motivate yourself. And if you want to do it, you're going to do it. If you don't, you don't. And that's just how it is.
I will say one thing that I'm really like, it happened this year. And so, and this is another nerd thing for me is like, I was a Dungeons and Dragons gamer for a long time. I had in my hometown, I had a group and we played, if not every Friday, it was, every other Friday. I mean, it was long, like 5-6 hour gaming sessions and everything else. But we were in my friend's attic, which was a finished attic. He was a local business owner, and we had our other friend drive down from Madison. We had a bunch of friends that I went to school with. We all met up at this guy's house and we played all the time. And then, life happens. We all went separate ways.
Yeah.
We all, those of us that were unmarried and no kids, we now are married and have kids. We all have different jobs, blah, blah, blah. We hadn't played together. Like we tried to do it was like a once a year kind of thing. We're like, and every time we met once a year, we're like, we're gonna do this more than once a year. We're gonna try to do this like once every couple of months, but never happened. COVID hits. I fall into some of the technology pieces of a website called Roll20, and it's called a virtual tabletop. And I'm like, well, I got nothing but time. Let's figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Get after it. And now I meet with these guys, at least twice a month. And we're playing D&D like a group again. And it's like, I mean, it's like old times. As much as we can get to being old times. It's fun. Then we're back to doing that again. So that's
cool.
Nice.
That's cool. So yeah, I was just thinking about that. So I could throw that question out to all the listeners. If you could go back and talk to yourself and tell yourself, hey, lockdown's coming. You're going to have about 8 weeks when you'll be so scared you won't want to leave your house. But everything will be fine. So learn a new skill. What skill would that be? All right, Greg, next question. Go.
I'm still pondering that.
Still pondering that?
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, we've talked about this one a little bit. It's a dilemma is the category of the card.
Dum dum dum.
Dum dum. Apocalypse is now.
Mm.
So we're in the apocalypse. There is just you, a cat, a dog, and a sweet old lady.
Oh.
And your rumbling tummy.
Uh-oh.
Who's first on the menu?
Cat.
Yeah, totally.
Easy.
Totally gonna eat the cat.
Yeah, I would totally eat the cat.
That's what's first. Old lady comes last, but
really, I have the old lady next.
Keep the dog.
Keep the dog for a number of reasons. Number one, it's the apocalypse, man. You need you can't be carrying around that old lady.
So many apocalypse movies, our heroes have a dog.
You need a dog in the apocalypse.
I mean, Will Smith had one.
Yes.
Mad Max had one.
Mad Max, absolutely.
So
You definitely, yeah. I think I don't think you eat the dog. I think you start eating bugs. Keep that dog for as long as you can. Well, I mean, when he or she starts aging, then you're gonna have to do what you gotta do.
Eventually you gotta.
But it shows you in apocalypse movies that dog's gonna save your ass.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
keep the dog. I haven't seen an old lady save anybody's ass in an apocalypse, so, and definitely not a cat.
And the last apocalypse movie I think I watched, the old lady was actually trying to eat people. So
yeah. Hey, speaking
was
of shows that are coming out and stuff,
sure.
WandaVision's getting good.
I just posted an article today. It was a Forbes article.
Yeah.
And I posted it on our Johnny and the Greg socials, our Instagram and Facebook. There's been a lot of complaints. I mean, we're four episodes in, because they released the first 2 episodes in week 1. So we're 4 episodes in, and people are like, it's so slow. Like, it's are we gonna pick it up here? And I like what the Forbes article did. They kind of go off. They're like, okay, you're used to a Marvel movie, which like opens up with a big action sequence, and like we haven't had a big action sequence yet.
Right.
But the other thing is y'all don't know how to watch TV anymore.
I thought that was really interesting when I read that article. I thought to myself, are they right? Do we not know how to watch movies anymore? Because we all get it slammed down on us all at once.
Yep, through binge. Yep, you can binge watch an entire season. Yeah, I think we totally do. I think as we are losing our ability to watch an episodic TV show a week at a time.
Yeah.
Where they're just coming out. I mean, I'm a little bit used to it because I watch shows like The Expanse on Amazon.
I actually like it.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait a week. I mean, it
gives me something to do on a Friday. On Friday nights now, like, we have a good meal, we kind of recuperate from the week, and we watch WandaVision.
And Disney, I mean, they did it with The Mandalorian. They did it with they're doing it with WandaVision, and I think it's good because you're right. I mean, especially during this COVID time when you can't do anything.
Right.
Like you can't. I mean, I live in Wisconsin. Friday nights are for fish fries.
Right.
Fish fries and old fashions. That's what we did. And you can't, because for the longest time, places weren't open. Well, now that they at least do carry out, that's what we do. I'll go to the local pub, get a fish fry, make an old fashioned home, and watch some Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. We are still in the middle of we watched The Invisible Man, which seemed to me The Invisible Man, the new one where it's like that girl who came from an abusive relationship.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yes, technically.
Okay. To me, it's like if the Lifetime Movie Network got
a sci-fi script.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. It is very much a Lifetime abused woman.
Right.
I mean,
good acting. She was very good at it.
But very believable. I still fell asleep in the middle of it.
Oh, did you really?
I did. Yeah. It just could not hold my interest.
Yeah.
And my wife and daughter were like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. I didn't care enough about anybody in the movie to actually watch it." So,
right. What also we also watched a movie that I couldn't get through, and we had to shut it off because I fell asleep. Was The Little Things, the new one with Denzel Washington?
Oh, really? I haven't tried that yet. But
that's a slow burn. You're just kind of like, okay. And then what I'm afraid of is there's going to be no payoff. Is that it's just going to be a story, and you're like, oh God, nothing happened.
And then at the end, you're like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, I'll give it a shot. I still struggle with this HBO Max releasing new movies.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it. But here's something that I noticed with them: they're only releasing it till March. Then they're stopping.
Yeah, they are. Well, because I think that's the theatrical release dates. Like after that, they're still bound.
Oh.
And folks, if you're listening to this, we'll get into this next week. Where our guest is Matt Sampin. He is a local theater owner. I love going to his theater. I've hosted parties there, screening rooms, stuff like that. It's a great hometown theater, and he's going to get into a lot of what's going on. But I think in this situation, where it's only released till March, that's like the original theater dates.
Yeah.
After that, it's out of theaters, and then you get into like the DVD and streaming
All right.
contracts, which
Yeah.
they didn't fuck with those. They're not.
When's
Oh,
the
we're
last
still
time you
going to
bought-
release. We're still going to release it on DVD, and we're going to honor those contracts, but we're not going to do. We're just going to screw over the theater owners.
Yeah. That's going to be a really interesting chat next week. I'm excited about that because I think we can go down a lot of avenues. With that. When's the last time you bought a DVD?
Oh, I don't like an actual physical DVD.
Yeah.
I believe it was Black Friday, but not this last Black Friday, the one before.
Oh wow!
And I bought. I was at Best Buy, and they had John Wick 3 and some other ones on like a buy 3 get 1 or something.
Yeah.
Or they were each like $7 or $5 or something. I went, oh, I'll buy those.
Yeah.
But I still purchase films. I just get them on Amazon and have them part of like my streaming library.
Your queue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and there's a program called Movies Anywhere, so it's on Amazon, it's on Google, it's on like wherever I'm at. I should be able to get it.
Yeah. Interesting, because I was thinking about that the other day, and because I wanted to get. I'm being sheepish. This is how cheap I'm at. I guess I'm actually getting is I think you can rent Tenant on Amazon.
Yeah.
And I thought of buying it instead. I don't know why.
Yeah. Tenant's a great film.
Is it good?
Yeah. I mean,
I think it's going to be really confusing for Ursula.
Yeah.
She gets confused. If it's time travel, she gets so confused. I have to walk her through WandaVision, and that's not time travel.
And I'm not even. It's confusing. Like we saw it in the theater, and we're big sci-fi nuts. That movie did come out in the theater, and I made damn sure to get the Matt's Theater to see it. And like as we're watching it, and because we knew there was going to be some confusing stuff in there because it's a Nolan film, we're just like scanning the entire screen trying to pick up on everything.
On everything.
And so, and we still liked it. We still enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it, but I bought it for Krista for Christmas on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And we just finally watched it last week.
And was she like, what the fuck is this?
No. I mean,
she got it?
Yeah, we're picking up on things, but it was our daughter's first time seeing it, and she was like, what? Huh? So it does take a couple of viewings, I think, to really. I mean, it's like Inception. I mean, the first time you watch it, you're just kind of wowed by the story, but then to really kind of dig into everything, it takes multiple viewings.
Yes, yeah. Somebody brought this up at a party I was at, that like his favorite director right now is Nolan because of what, like, his movies that come out, they're great. They're even if they're not put well together, you appreciate where they're going or where he's trying to take you, or they're very original. Like the whole Inception, damn man. Like I remember watching that movie, and I don't know, that movie Dream Escape. Remember that movie in the 80s, Dream Escape?
Yep. No,
I hated that movie. Or Dreamscape. Yeah. For some reason, I hated that movie. And
really?
From what I understand, it was a really good movie. And if I'm thinking of it now, I shouldn't have hated it. But I didn't like it. And then I remember watching Inception. When I found out this was all about dreams, I thought, oh, this is going to suck. And then I started watching. I was like, oh no, this is amazing what he's doing right now. Yeah.
Just the concept of it is very good.
Espionage through dreams.
Yeah.
Planting ideas. Yeah.
I actually haven't seen Dunkirk yet, but I should.
That one I got bored with.
Oh, really?
Did you see 1917?
No, I didn't yet.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think is it Doodlebug or The Following? One of his really early films. It may even been a student film. I hear is really, really good.
Yeah.
I think it's the following.
Okay.
But as much as people talk about his Batman films, I don't think those are his best work.
Oh no, I don't think so either. I think Inception is. I think Memento.
I think
That's him,
Memento is my favorite of his, but because of the filmmaking
Yeah.
that goes into that and how like the beginning is the end and the end is the beginning. I mean, the way
Yes.
he ties all that together,
Right.
I thought was genius.
Yeah. You know what's really good about him is he's not Shyamalan, where Shyamalan kind of. I always wanted to ask John Carter this, not John Carter, John Carpenter when
Yeah,
he came
okay.
on. I always wanted to ask him this: is when because I think his two best films, and this is just my personal opinion, are
Mhm.
the first Halloween and The Thing.
Yeah,
Everything else kind of, if you hold those all up, right? Those are his two pinnacles. And I know it wasn't his first film, but everybody didn't know about John Carpenter until Halloween. And then they were like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
And, and I always wanted to ask him, and I wanted to ask Shyamalan, is when you have that hit and that's like your first hit,
right.
how hard is it to give you something else?
Well, I think in Shyamalan's terms, tough.
Yeah. It really is.
And I still like a lot of his films.
Me
but
too. I like
he's had
Unbreakable.
some. Oh, I love
I
Unbreakable.
like Signs.
Signs. I like The Village.
The
I
Village,
think
me
that
too. I didn't
I
mind The
thought that
Village.
was a good film. Lady in the Water, I liked.
I
Which
actually
was
like
like
that too.
it was
Everybody hates that one, but I
yeah.
like that one.
Um, and then he made Avatar, and we went, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, The Last Airbender, that Avatar.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
He took an existing product and went, "Nah, I'm going to scrap all that." I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Why would you do that? I guess he's got a series, or I think it's on Apple TV that looked interesting.
Is that the
So
one
I'm-
where it's like a surrogate baby because they've lost a baby?
Honestly, I don't know.
Him? Is that him? That just seems so creepy. That just seems so weird.
I can look that up right now too. I feel weird not having my other computer up, but
yeah, but going back to that, that's what I really appreciate about Nolan is that, when he did Memento, he bounced back and he would do Batman films, and then he came with Inception, and then he keeps. I mean, Interstellar. I liked it. Interstellar.
I liked it.
Still kind of don't understand the end, but I was like, okay, like I don't know, I just kind of accepted it. But every one of his movies that he comes out with, except Dunkirk, I couldn't get into Dunkirk. But other than that, I loved every one of his movies. So I mean, that's a guy that's constantly keeps pushing himself, and he's pushing himself, I would say, in the right direction. So
I really liked Dunkirk. I just wish he would have done he would have kept it a little bit more linear.
okay,
Because like the time hopping back and forth,
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that in the theater and I was getting confused.
yeah.
Of like, wait, and then finally where you're like,
But he's always been
always done that. Always
obsessed with time.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
always
his
obsessed with that.
Syncope is the name of his production company, which is like a time word.
Oh, is it?
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was looking up at night stuff.
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
Give us another question. We got a couple more left. We got a couple minutes left here.
We do. Oh yeah, gang. It's about an hour already. Time flies, John. Time flies.
Time flies.
Okay. Okay, this is a debate. The most embarrassing call to an emergency service. So you're calling
Mine?
Yeah, no. This is just like a situation. What would you consider it to be the
Embarrassing?
the most embarrassing.
I would say anything up your butt.
See, that's what I was gonna say.
Right?
Yeah. I think if you have anything up
Lodged
your
up
ass,
there.
that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
That's got to be an embarrassing call.
When's the last time you were really mortified? When's the last time you were really mortified, like embarrassed?
Oh,
I'll go first. It happened a little bit ago, actually, like about a year ago. I sharded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was talking with Ursula, and
You're like, submit.
and she goes, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Nothing." I stepped away, um and uh, I was in the bathroom forever, and it was one of those things where she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Just go away. I don't want to talk
Leave,
about this." And she's like,
leave
"Are
me
you
alone.
serious?"
I'm hideous.
And I was like, listen to me. Listen to what I'm saying to you. And I'm serious. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to ever talk about it. And I don't know why I was that embarrassed, but it really messed with me that day. I thought to myself, oh my God, is this what it's going to be like when I'm 70 or 80 and I have to wear Depends? And,
I
you
don't
know,
know. I don't know.
yeah. What about you?
Well, I didn't do that. I think the last time, and I don't know if I was mortified, but it was embarrassing, is I met some friends out to watch the Packer game, and we were at a bar, uh, and you know, my friend and his wife were there, and she scoots over so I can sit next to him,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, that's cool. Um, and she drinks pineapple mimosas.
Ew.
Yeah, yeah. Which is instead of orange juice and champagne, is pineapple juice and
Yeah.
champagne.
Yeah.
But the bar pours them in like these tall glasses. Like it's not even a champagne glass. It's like this tall, like flute kind of deal. And she has scooched over a seat. I'm gonna sit between those two, and she is sitting next to her mother. Um, I put my jacket on the back of the bar stool. I turn the bar stool so I can sit down. I sit down, and as I swivel to face the bar,
Oh, no.
she had moved her cup like right to the edge of the bar. And I just elbowed that thing and sent it all over her and her mom. Like
Ah.
just full on facials of pineapple juice and
Oh,
champagne,
yeah. That's one of those.
which is
Oops. God, I'm
yeah.
such an
And
ass
I
right
was
now.
like, oh my God. And this is the second time I had met her mother. Um, and I was just like, oh man, I just wanted to crawl away. And the bartender looks at me, and this is like our normal hangout kind
Yeah.
of place. And the bartender looks at me, she's like, what is your fucking problem? I was like, I'm sorry. Can we get a bar towel, please?
I'm new here.
Just
That
terrible. The
sucks.
whole
That
bar.
sucks.
And when I say the whole bar, it's the other, 6 people in the bar, but
Yeah.
they all, they hear the glass drop on the bar, so they're all looking at me, and they're just like, oh yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm clumsy, and I'm looking at my
Yeah.
friend. I'm like, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
I had to bought
Ah,
her a drink, and that wasn't even the worst of it. But I mean, just it was so sticky then. Like the entire bar was just like,
yeah.
oh, gross.
Yes. Yes. I can
Yeah.
totally imagine that.
So I
Totally.
very much wanted to be like, okay, well, good night, everybody.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I'm trying to think of anything else that would be embarrassing to call 911 about. Maybe a situation where like something sexual. You're stuck in a sexual, like if you broke your penis. I've heard of that.
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Like
Like
it's
or
hyperextended.
yeah,
You
or
torn tissue. Yeah.
yes, or what's the other thing? Like I've heard of where like I heard one time where piercings connected, like a Prince Albert and a
Oh,
piercing, like
oh,
they connected,
that
and like
that would
they
be
couldn't get them off.
that'd be terrible.
That'd be embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh, okay.
eventually,
So here's a story. Here's a story I can tell you. I didn't have to call emergency services, but so I was 24, 25,
right?
and through, and I'm not lying, through improper weightlifting and poor form, I threw my back completely out, like
Right.
flat on the floor. I had to take a week off of work. I couldn't move. Um, I visited my chiropractor, who became a really good friend of mine, and through therapy and everything else, I was getting back into being mobile again. But he had said, you can't lift weights, you can't work out, don't go playing basketball. You just need to relax until I think your back is strong enough to do stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't do anything, but it was probably 6-7 months into his therapy regime or something like that. I came in and I'm like, oh, I jacked it up again. I mean, just totally.
I can totally guess how you
Totally
jacked it
jacked
up.
it. Yep. And he's like, I told you not to do anything. What were you doing? I was like, I was moving a bookshelf and stuff like that. No, totally not. We were having sex. And
Yeah.
I can't even remember what I did, but whatever move
You
I tried
jacked
to
it.
lay down, like, and it wasn't like thrown out like boom, and then you're
Yeah.
down. I was like, oh, that's a little twinge. Okay. And then, finish up. And then like a couple hours later, I'm like, I can't move.
Do you think that's the DNA in us that overrides, like, I gotta finish type thing?
Oh, I
Like,
don't know.
and
I have no
then
idea.
like I'll deal with whatever injury just happened.
I don't know. I thought I was going to have to call
Have
a couple
surgery?
years ago. Well, no, I was afraid I was going to have surgery, but no, it just set me back. Like the 7 months of progress I had made completely reset. So that was fun. No, a couple summers ago, we rented a cabin. This is not a sexual thing. We rented a cabin in the woods with some friends, and there was like a pontoon boat that we could go around, stuff like that. And so we take the pontoon out to the middle of the lake, and it's us and two other couples, and all the dudes are like, hey, we're going to jump off the pontoon and go swimming. Great. That's what we're there for. Jump around or jump out, everybody's swimming, blah, blah, blah. We find out there's no ladder on the pontoon
Oh,
to get back into the boat. And
that's not
no,
that hard.
I am by far the
Pontoon?
biggest guy there. Well,
I mean, there's always a front end and there's a back end, right?
well, where we
and a
were
side
swimming,
end, I believe.
where we were swimming, there was you couldn't touch at all. I mean, it was like 15, 16 foot deep.
Okay.
So when you're swimming, like the pontoons are here, like they're at this level. You have nothing to push off of to jump back into the boat.
Oh,
So it is complete pull-up power. And I was
needs to do some pull-ups.
I was a good 85 pounds heavier at the time.
Oh.
And so my friends had to like everybody's just trying to pull my fat ass
Oh my God,
back
that
in
had
the
to be
boat.
embarrassing.
It was terrible. And then when
Oh,
I was literally like, I'll just swim back around the point to the pier. But the two guys were like, no, we can do it. We can do it. We can get you up. It'll be fine. I'm like, I don't
no,
want to do this.
please leave me alone.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
Oh God.
So they, yeah, I mean,
Greg, they make sitcom episodes over
about this,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So I mean, it was like almost got it, nope, fall back. You almost got it, nope, we fall back again.
Oh no.
So then they finally, I don't know how they did it or how they braced themselves, but I get into the boat and all three of us literally fall onto the deck. The way I had to twist so I didn't land on my buddy, my knee strained,
Oh God.
and I thought I'm like, if I don't just like throw my foot up in the air to straighten it out, I'm gonna pop my knee.
Yeah.
So I literally just kicked my heel up in the air and boom, landed on this boat. And I'm like, well, that was fun. That was let's not do that again.
Can we go home?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh man, that's embarrassing. I'm sorry you went through that. Yeah.
Well, and it's one of those things they're like, just do a pull up. I'm like, I've never been able to do that.
All right. Well, Greg, believe it or not, guys, we're already at 56 minutes.
Yeah.
It's been an hour. I actually like these moments when we can just riff. So I think we'll end it with I wish I didn't know.
Okay.
Here we go. There's nothing more relaxing than a warm bath or dipping into a hot tub to relieve sore muscles. But can you guess how many people, on average, die in bathtubs and hot tubs each year? Jesus.
I've heard of a story of where this happened.
Is it A, 125, B, 335, C, 420, or D, 705? Tell us your story.
Okay. This is one that I read. This was at one of those hotels where they're like, it's a romantic couples retreat. Yeah, you're going there to fuck. Like that's what you go there for.
Cerberus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was totally. And I believe this was a Cerberus. Um, the hot tub, or like one of the hot tubs, I don't like, you sat in it and it had like a covering that like come over your lap. So you could like put champagne or
Oh, okay. I see.
like it was like a tray, and they had like a big screen TV or whatever where you're going to be watching stuff and relaxing in this hot tub. And one couple decided, as many do in a hot tub, that let's get frisky.
Oh,
And the guy went underneath this tray, which is like a hard tray, like it's
yeah.
part of the hot tub,
To have some fun.
to get some oral action in on his lady, and ran out of breath. And as he was trying to pop back up, he got stuck and he drowned.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the way they were jammed in there, they just got stuck. He drowned in this.
Okay, there you go. That's an embarrassing 911 call.
That would be, yeah. Oh, man. Can't imagine. But that's why I think the number is in the 700s.
Okay. So again, it's either A, 125, B, 335, C, 420, and D, 705. Greg says it's D, 705. And this is on average, right? So an average year? Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. On average, die in bathtubs and hot tubs each year. Okay, hot tubs and bathtubs.
Okay. Still, I'm thinking
I would say 700 too, but it's not. It's B, 335.
Huh.
Yeah. So be careful out there if you're going to take a bath or be in a hot tub, especially if you're drinking. You ever get out of a hot tub after you're drinking and you're like, you're in the hot tub, you're drinking, and you're thinking, I'm not too bad.
Doing
You
all right.
Get up
Doing
to
all
go to
right.
the bathroom and you're like, uh-oh. Like I'm really overserved.
Right. Yeah.
That ever happened to you?
No, I don't have opportunities to drink in hot tubs that often. So
No? Never happened to you once?
Not really. No, I don't think. I'm trying to think of when I've been heavily drinking in a hot tub, and I don't really. Probably in Jamaica when I went there over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people I know have hot tubs. I live in Wisconsin. I mean, not a lot of people.
I would think you'd have a lot up there. I would think there's something very cool about sitting in your hot tub while that snow is around you.
It sounds cool, but I think the energy cost of having to keep it up and running, because you can't like drain it and then.
Oh, you can't.
So the people
got to keep it at a
that I
certain
know,
temperature so it doesn't freeze.
yeah, the people I know that have them, I mean, they got to run. They got to run year round, and they're like, just the maintenance of it, because it's an outside thing. The people that I know that have had them inside, they've ruined whatever part of their house they had it. Because
really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if you don't do it right, then you've got major damage. I mean, imagine if you just like, in your kind of family room there, just remove the couch and put it in a hot tub. Like, your house isn't made to have moisture like that running through it all the time.
Yeah. Or like if we did it in the basement.
Yeah. You need contractors to come in and put in like special stuff.
Yeah. Ventilation and
Everything. Yeah.
Or moisturizing, I don't know, humidifier or dehumidifier.
Dehumidifiers, and there's going to be fans. There's going to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard of people that like build gazebos around it, and it's okay because that's made for that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Why are you thinking of getting a hot tub?
Not at all. I just think it's cool. We were thinking about getting it when we were in our other house in Wonder Lake. We were thinking about getting it. But anyway, didn't work out. All right, man. Greg, any last words?
Well, yeah, as we close out the first month of 2021, it's just keep on keeping on and don't be a douche.
Yeah. And don't buy a hot tub. not all it cut out to be. So, all right, man. For the Greg, I'm Johnny. Everybody, thank you for listening. Podcast out.
See you next week.